Lights out. Yo, the devil wanna take my soul. Oh my God, I really wanna take control. They want my people as a whole. You think we gonna let y'all niggas take us?
It's time for some truth.
Yo, first is some, let's just say, Nadeska was popping.
What's good, Ebro? I'm having a great day.
You don't want to do any pleasantries right now. You serious business with me.
Let's just get to it.
She's in journalism mode. Y'all, I'm not a journalist. This is a real journalist right here.
You're not a real journalist,
No,
Ebro?
absolutely. Don't ever. And I would never disrespect you guys. You guys work
You're
way
a
too
talking
hard.
head.
I'm just a BSer who made this thing happen and could pay some bills.
You BS'd your way into one this week,
finesse
Ebro.
life. Yeah, I sure did. People are really upset with me over the conversation I had with Kodak Black.
And I'm wondering if you understand why. All right, so Kodak Black has a lot of pending legal issues, right?
Yes.
Including a pending sexual assault case.
Yes.
You guys were having a pretty great interview, right?
Yep.
You were telling him how proud you are of the transformation he's going through. And then you made a statement, right? It wasn't exactly a question.
People are saying that I asked him a question about the case. I think a lot of people saw a clip and they haven't actually seen the interview, and that's including Trick Daddy, right? Trick Daddy's screaming at me right now, talking about he wants smoke and calling me all type of names and all that. And, Trick Daddy's an OG, you know what I'm saying? And I have nothing but respect and love for him, and I understand why he's upset. But I don't think he's actually informed. I don't think he's actually watched the interview.
So people in your context. So let's recap. You said that you hope that at some point you could have a serious conversation about what happened.
Yeah.
Right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Now, Kodak said he feels like when a person like him is going through something, media personalities like yourself are entertained by it. Did you put that statement forward because you wanted an entertaining answer?
No, I put it forward. I didn't even want a response from him. I actually put it forward so that the people watching that know what he's going through and either have been through sexual assault themselves, know some people who have, and just know that this is a serious conversation. Know that I'm not just glossing it over for the sake of promoting an album that's coming out. That's important to me, right? That we have serious conversations about serious things. But I know that Kodak can't say anything because he has an independent investigation. So I was trying to show him that, listen, we take it seriously. I have love for you. That's why we having this conversation. You're a young guy, but I also have to acknowledge the people watching this that we can't just gloss this over and act like it didn't happen.
So as you mentioned, he's young. Are you mindful of their age when you're posing a question or putting a statement forward like this? Because if it's a veteran, right, the way you set it up, maybe a vet would have known how to skate past that and on to the next question. Kodak, not so much. We've seen him struggle in interviews. So is that something you have to consider? Nah,
this is the big leagues, fam. We're here now. We're professionals.
You're in the game. You should be prepared for dealing with something like this.
We're in the game. And, not even if whether or not you should be prepared, but if you're not, maybe you shouldn't be doing interviews. But I spent a significant amount of time talking about all of the things that I felt was awesome about him. And I realized that in media, people think, people see people trying to get people and gotcha moments and whatever.
Right.
But periodically throughout our conversation, I
tried to sprinkle in some positivity there?
No, but not only that, but I acknowledge the fact that he's got a tumultuous past. You know what I'm saying? I didn't skirt around that. So I felt like I wasn't trying to set him up and hit him with something he didn't see coming. Periodically throughout the convo, I had addressed little things here and there.
Is this something you would speak to Kodak about off the record to clear this up?
Off the record, on the record, look, here's the deal. I'm disappointed in how it ended. I didn't like that.
That he walked out on the interview.
Yeah, I didn't like that I was put in a position where my ego got in play. He was upset, and I opted to go, you know what, well, it's just over then. If you're going to give me an ultimatum about, whether or not we could continue, I'm not here for, I'm not going to allow an artist to put me in that situation on my program.
And does this change anything about the way you approach an interview with someone like a Kodak moving forward? Someone young going through legal troubles, you would do the same thing?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I would try to maybe do a better approach. Could I have been better? Could I have not gotten, emotionally tied to how he was talking to my coworkers at Hot 97 and what he was doing a show on Ebro in the morning in New York? Could I have done that? Absolutely. I could have been a bigger man. I take full accountability for that. But I also have to keep in mind that, as artists come through all the time, this isn't like artists just get to dictate how I'm going to move.
You feel like the conversation needs to be balanced, even if it's an unpleasant conversation.
Listen, sexual assault is very unpleasant. We're living in some unpleasant times.
That's a fact.
Right? And so we can't just all, gloss over things or act like these things, aren't happening in real life. And I want Kodak to know that not only do I think he's talented, but I think he's on a positive path. That's what I was trying to acknowledge, that when this is beyond when we're beyond this episode in your life and whatever you have coming up to deal with, let's actually acknowledge that sexual assault is a serious issue. And, you know, whether he was involved or not, I don't know the facts.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But people need to know that we take this stuff seriously and we're not just glossing it over. I think that's one thing as hip hop culture, American society. We just saw this with the Supreme Court Justice and Dr. Blasey Ford, where a woman comes out and says these things happened to me and people are bashing them. And like, we can't just act like that's okay. That's unacceptable. And so now I got Trick Daddy threatening me. I got the internet threatening me, all because I was trying to create a balanced dialogue with a serious topic. And it was one of those situations. It's unfortunate. I'm not happy about it at all. I don't like it at all. I don't like where this is going at all. But I feel like I have to draw a line in how I get dictated to. One of my biggest flaws, and this is a recurring theme in my life, right, is people have always tried to dictate to me how I'm supposed to move.
To do things.
You're supposed to do it like this. You ain't supposed to do that, and you ain't supposed to do this. And, you know, I've fought to have a life and a career where, you know, I've been able to do some things my way. You know
a lot of things your way, Ebro.
Nah, you know, but you got to earn that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I take the lumps for it, too. I take the heat for it. And I get what comes with it. And this is not what I wanted. I did not want this conversation to go that way.
It's unfortunate that it ended up like that, but I hope that you and Kodak can talk about this.
Man, I hope so, too. And he's got a project coming out. Zayn had a world record happen the other day. Look, man, people change. And I think that's also another thing that we got to, you know, work through as a society is we see, you know, when something happens with an individual, right? It's terrible. You know, it should be discussed. Obviously, justice should happen in whatever form that's going to be. And then once we're beyond that, we need to also work to forgive individuals for their past.
Right, and that's the thing. So maybe after the case is completely cleared up, that could be a good time to really talk about it.
I hope so. That's what I wanted.